Your body speaks. Let us know. All right.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you have seen jackals?
What?
Jackals. It's an animal like dog.
A jackal.
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 Oh, a
Yeah.
jackal. A jackal. Yeah. Okay.
How many have you seen jackal? It's just like dog. It's smaller than that. It's
Like a wild dog.
yeah.
Yeah.
A jackal was very hungry and he wanted to eat something, but he was very exhausted to hunt. So he went out of the jungle. He went out of the jungle to nearby village. In nearby village, as he approached to the village, the dogs started to chase him. So he ran. So he started running to eat because he didn't want to get bitten by the dogs. As he ran to save his life, as he encountered the first house, so he entered into the house and he jumped into a vat. As he jumped into the vat, he found himself immersed in ink. When he came out of, he was a different jackal. He was a blue jackal because the vat was filled of a blue ink. And the dogs became afraid and they escaped. Actually, the house that the jackal entered, it was the house of an artisan whose job was to dye the cloths. He didn't want to be caught by the humans, so he went back to the jungle to take refuge there. But as all the animals in the jungle was seeing a new kind of animal, it was a very different, a very strange animal. So they become afraid of this new animal. But they were appreciating this blue color, the beauty that this jackal had. When he realized of his beauty and also the fear that were in the animal, so he declared himself king, and all the animals accepted him as a king. He ordered all of them to come and he started distributing their jobs. So he gave every animals a job except the jackals, his own fellow jackals. So, and as time passed, he became rude and ruder to the fellow jackals. The jackals set a meeting and they said, it's enough is enough. We have enough humiliation from this jackal. The oldest jackal that was there, he was the most wisest. He came up with an idea, and so next morning when all the animals assembled to the court of the king, all of the jackals started howling, and all of them were howling. So I can't howl, my voice is not pretty, do the speech they asked me to do, body language. So when all of them were howling, all the jackals started howling. So the king couldn't resist howling, so he also started howling. When the king started howling, all the animals knew that this new animal, that this strange animal, is no more a jackal. So they knew the reality of the king. So they started to kill the king, and king escaped from the jungle to save his life. The king, the jackal, once again is a homeless jackal. This was a kind of story that I was reading when I was a child. It's a childish story, but it has a lesson in it because it was translated from Sanskrit stories, old Sanskrit stories. And the main purpose of this story is you can change your color, but not your nature. So the jackal remained jackal because he howled. He couldn't resist the howling. There is a philosopher that every politician love to read by name of Machiavelli. And Machiavelli is saying that For a ruler, it's better to be feared than be loved, because love encourages disobedience. And there is a Pakistani writer, famous Pakistani writer, he is not alive, but he was saying that it's good to do justice to other people rather than love, because when you say love, you are unbiased. You cannot be the same. You cannot love everybody. You are biased in love. So it's better to do justice, I think. And it's not only the philosophers, the writers that are saying against the love. There is also the writers who write for the popular movies, especially Indian movies are famous for their main theme is love. So in an Indian movie by name of the Munna Bai MBBS, there is a doctor who was lecturing their students, and he's saying, when I do surgery, my hand don't shake. I do surgery without any fear. But if I decide to do surgery of my daughter, my hand will shake, and I can't do surgery because love makes you feeble. So everybody are going against the love, but it's not true. All the quote is not against the love, because we have too many famous words by name of philosophy and philanthropy. Philosophy means love of the wisdom, and philanthropy means love for the humanity. So without these two, love, we cannot be good humans, and we cannot go. We cannot be successful in our quest for the facts. Now that you have a story and you have opposite opinion for nature of the human, that's the basic nature, that's love. So we are in a better position to judge something else. That is the main point of this speech. When people who are in power, when people feel themselves in authority, and they feel that the authority is unchallenged, their judgment is challenged against, they have to decide for themselves and for the other people. And usually people decide for themselves. And it's not only people who are in the power who have the authority. We all have authority. We all, as teachers, we as workers, as elder sisters and brothers, we have, and even if we are the youngest and we have no role in society, again we are in authority of our own selves. We are in authority to decide our destiny. So when we are in authority, we come up with the same questions. Either we have to decide love, fear, justice. What do you decide? It's the main topic. So to my opinion, the better is, because the human nature doesn't change. You can change your color, but the human nature remains there. So fear, love, justice are our parts. We cannot exclude something and include something. So the best way is to accept all of them, all of these things, and open ourselves. And the best strategy to open ourselves is to listen to others, and also speak whatever we are when we have, without any fear. Because the main thing that when I say open yourself, because when you open yourself, you are creating opportunities, and opportunities is what everybody needs, because for us, dignity is more than anything else, than wealth, than anything. And we listen to other people, we are dignifying them without any cost. So it was the main topic. When you close yourself, you are even humiliating others. Not only closing the opportunities, but also humiliating others. So in my conclusions, I say people may decide. The philosopher may advise you. The writers may advise you for selecting love, justice, anything. But I suggest that anybody who suggests you to close yourself is not wise. So I conclude this with that nature doesn't change. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, let's take a moment here to note down our comments.